my Stampin' with Janice friends. I'm still trying to break that habit of saying happy stamping. But you know what? I am a happy stamper, so it is what it is. Oh boy, hair's not great. Oh well, hey, I'm pushing 57 years old and I'm doing what I love, so you know what? It's okay. I try to be better every single day, and every single day I do the best that I can. Some days I'm just happy to get up, get dressed, and make it to my craft room. All right, so I planned some fun projects for us, and I want to show you one of the newest stamp sets and die sets that are going to be featured in the new catalog that premieres on June 2nd. So I want to get started with that. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to flip the camera around. I don't want to make you dizzy, but I want to get this in. Wow, that worked out good. No delay on that one. I just hope that the camera is still recording. It says live, but I don't know if it's recording. Okay, let me have a seat in my chair. So these are the cards that we're going to, I'm going to demonstrate for you today. I'm going to set those two to the side. The set that I'm working with is going to be featured, as I said, in the new 2020-2021 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And we, as demonstrators, were able to get a pre-order placed so that we could have the inventory in our hands and be able to play with it and feature it and show you some really cool things and share with you the new stuff coming out. All right, so the set that I'm working with today is Blooms and Blossom. If you remember a week or so ago, I did a demonstration with one called Butterfly Beauties. It is the same type of set, except for that one didn't have a stamp set that coordinated with the design of the die cuts. This set has the overlay and the underlay of the same design that coordinates with the stamp set. And I'm going to show you some really cool techniques and cards that you can make using this. All right, so I went through already and I ran this through the die cut machine, show you how it just falls right out. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have the old Big Shot. And the old Big Shot die cut machine, mine, it's probably 10 years old. And so the balance of the wheels and all is probably not perfect anymore. Stampin' Up! Has a new die cut machine coming out in the new catalog. We don't have an exact order date on it yet because, you know, we're all kind of in the midst of this COVID virus lockdown situation. So we don't know when we're going to be able to order it. So in the meantime, I'm just hoping and praying that my die cut machine holds out until the new one is available for order. I would hate to have to go and buy a different one just because I can't live without die cutting. So, all right, I'm going to take the time to poke all of this out because I am going, excuse me, tickle in my throat. I'm going to use this on a project. So let me get this to come out. Oh, let me try this and see if it works for you while we're on camera. I have done this before and it worked out perfectly. Slam it on the counter and your pieces will fall out. I love that. All right, so let me get this. Pull this up. This is so fragile. The paper is so delicate. So I am being very careful. All right, so now I'm going to go back and poke with my pokey tool some of these dots out. So I hope everybody's having a great day. I am filming this on Saturday, May 30th at about 7 in the evening. My darling daughter is going on a camping trip, which is good, back in the woods. Nice and safe with her friends. They have a bunch of families gathering for one of the young ladies' birthdays. And they asked my daughter to go, so I'm pretty excited. So I'm excited for her and I'm excited for me because that means no parenting for a couple days. Whoop, whoop. I think that most of you can get and understand where I'm coming from. I can love her to death, but you know, every now and then I still need a break. So, all right, I'm going to set this aside because I'm not going to work with that right now. But I have my beautiful overlay done. Okay. The technique that the first card that I want to show you is, and let me clean up my workspace here a little bit, is going to be, where did I put the projects that I wanted to work? Oh, right here beside me. All right. Is this beautiful? I'm going to use this Seaside Spray ink pad. I have too many ink pads on my table, but you know what? You never know when you're going to need them, so I like to have them near me. All right, so this stamp comes in the set with some really perfect verbiage. Thinking of you, sure do miss you. I like you a lot. I use that one a lot. And then the stamp set, it has some of the flowers that are separate, and it also has the center of the flower to stamp on the stamped image. So I put the big one out. I needed it on the biggest block. That was the one that was going to hold it the best. Open up my ink pad. Because it's so big, I like to do it this way. I don't want to try and hold it in my hand. Oh, fiddlesticks, it's moving the camera. All right, so I don't want to hold it in my hand and try to do it like that. So I'm going to do it like this. All right, it does not say on the box from Stampin' Up, but this is cut, this stamped image is cut in one of those distinctive styles, which means that you'll get darker image on some and lighter image on other. And let me show you what I mean for that. All right, so I pre-cut all the cardstock so you wouldn't have to sit and wait for me to do that. And then pull it off. Isn't that beautiful? All right, so when I was saying about the distinctive, see how some of them are darker and some of the spaces are lighter? They're made that way. So it doesn't, so you don't think that you messed up. It is a distinctive style. As you can see from the original I did on this one, and this one I did with the Rich Razzleberry, it's the same way, and it looks so cool. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this and find its exact lineup, and it shouldn't be this hard to do. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, and so that should be pretty easy to put together. I'm going to take my silicone mat, which I love my silicone mat, and put it down. And take some of the, actually, you know what I'm going to do this time? I'm going to put the ink on the cardstock where I know it's going to stick, and lay my die on top of that. And let me see if I can find out where that line back up again. I feel like that, there, there, and there. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to push that down a little bit, smear off that glue. All right, we're going to give this a couple seconds to dry. That's all it takes. You have the, when you use the liquid glue, it gives you more option to move your image around while it's still wet. So it makes it easier to do this moving and placement and all that other stuff. Oh, wait a minute now. I wanted to put white down first. Let me do the tear and tape. I'm not going to have to move any image, so just do the tear and tape. So I wanted to tell you a cute little story. Last week I decided, okay, it's time to start socializing again. COVID-19 has had enough of me, so I'm going to get back out there and take a chance and start getting people into my house. So I decided to send out some messenger invitations to 36 of my closest friends. You know, when you have an event like this, you invite twice as many as you hope to come because only half are going to show up. And that I know is true. You know what I meant to do? And it's not too late because I did liquid glue so I could pull that apart. I wanted to put this down here so it really emphasizes. All right, I'm going to be careful to only put the glue in the center part because, yes, what a difference that makes. All right, I'm going to flip that over. What I like to do is burnish it, rub it from the bottom, which is why the silicone mat is really handy to have around, because that way if your glue bleeds, it doesn't bleed in a bad spot. But look at that. Isn't that awesome? I have the inside already cut, and I don't usually take the time to go and put all this together, but today I'm going to. As I said, I don't have Casey in the house to support me and or interrupt me, so I'm going to make this all about me right now. All right. So I also want to say to you that if you are watching my video, please like it. Please comment on it. If you know anybody who is a crafter, please share it with them. By your liking it, it puts it in the algorithms, and the system will share it with other people who the system will put it up front in the lists of other people who might have an interest with this. If they went looking up for hobbies or crafting or anything like that, this will pop up in there if you put it in the share. Where do I want to stamp this? You know what? I keep coming back to this. A simple little hello. All right. With the same ink, I'm going to come back with, I really like this. Stamp it. Tap, tap. Stamp. Sure do miss you. Will we call that a monochromatic? Well, it's blue and white, but it's so simple yet so elegant, and it was basically a three-stepper. You cut the die out, you stamp it, you put it together. So that is project number 1. Now, project number 2 is a little bit more tricky, and I'm praying that I don't mess it up while I'm recording, but I'm going to take that chance because I believe in myself. All right, so the second project that we're going to do is this one. Now, if I had to categorize this as to whether or not this would be something I would do in a class, I don't think I would do it in a class right away, because people really need to get down the technique of the stamping and get down the technique of the die cutting before I would even try to get them to do a puzzle piece with it. Not saying that you couldn't do it. I'm just saying I think I would start off with the stamping techniques first. And God knows there's enough of them that we could teach in a class. All right, remember what I always say, if your tape goes over the edge, no big deal, tuck it in. All right, so I'm going to put this down. I didn't realize until after I cut the cardstock that I kind of did the same thing. I stuck with this, or not the same thing, I stuck with the same color ink. All right, so one of these that I cut out, I kept all the pieces. And what did I do? I took a piece of cling paper. Where did I put that? Right here. I took a piece of the press and seal, and I put it on top of my stamped image, or my die cut image, and I peeled the die off. All of the paper, the cardstock, stuck in the holes. So what stayed sticking to this. So what I'm going to do, oh God, I hope this works, is go back and put my puzzle pieces back together as best I can. You know what? I might not need to do it like that. Look, they look pretty close. All right, so let's do this. This is pretty risky, I'm not gonna lie. This is a centerpiece. I don't really want that one. Another centerpiece. I only really want just the flowers. So here's one. Let me see if I can move this over just a little bit. Like putting a puzzle together, I'm going to put this down and try, oops, upside down. Try and put the pieces back in the right places. 90% of them are good. All right, so if I do it like that, yeah, that's really good. I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to go back with my glue and oh, that was a big double do me. All right, let me take some of that off and spread the love. I'm not going to put on that because that's a leaf. So anyways, one of the things that I was mentioning, I decided I was going to branch out and start inviting people into my home. I invited 36 of my closest friends. I was not putting myself out there for any other reason than wanting to share what I love with other people and give them the opportunity to decide for themselves whether they would like this or not. I was so floored that within 10 minutes, I had 10 different people write me going, I would love to come and do that. I would love to find out what that was all about. I was so excited. I can't even tell you. All right, so they've got glue on them. I can actually even pull this up if I wanted to, but it didn't matter one way or the other. The ones that I want to stick to my card will be stuck to my card. So I'm going to do it like this. Now I'm rubbing this on this, the steel and stick. The ones that are going to stick are the ones that have glue on it. Okay. The ones that aren't going to stick are going to come up with the seal and press paper. Maybe I should give the glue a second to dry. I don't want that one, so that's okay. But I do want you, so you stay back down there. I will tell you that when I did this by myself, creating the first one, it was so smooth. I thought, I can do that on a video. Look at that. That's so easy. So, but I'm also a realist. I understand that just because it worked once doesn't mean it's going to work twice as easily. But it is working. All right. Put them down there. Look, I'm almost done. This. All right, come here, baby. Don't go nowhere. Push this down. Okay. I love it. All right, so trash. All the extra scraps that I don't want, they're gone. Keep my little basket handy, always ready. I don't know if that goes there or not. All right, so now that's one there. I feel like I need this piece, so I'm going to save it because if I do, I can put it down in a minute. All right, I'll put a couple, squeeze my little bit of glue here. I'm not so much worried about the glue on the edges because to me, I kind of want it up on to float on the edges so it looks like maybe when the card moves, it's being moved in the wind or whatever. All right. My dogs are wrestling on the floor. Hope and pray they don't bump the camera. Oh, dogs. All right, let me find out where my center color is. Right there. All right, I knew I needed that one. I need that one for right there. All right, so I'm gonna rub this on here, pick up some of this glue, and put this right in here. All right, so perfect. So what I can do now is go back. Anything that is over the edge, I'm just going to snip off, which I kind of hate the idea of doing this. I guess if I was being more critical of my own work, I would have done it off. I would have centered it better. But you know what? Look at that. Isn't that cool? This is another version of that same technique. This one I did it with the yellow and the white on the purple. This one is the blue and the white with the yellow. I love it. I just love it. Okay. That worked out so smooth. This one worked out so efficiently that, woo! All right, so back to my story. I had within 10 minutes, I had 10 people saying I would love to do that. Well, an hour went by and I figured, okay, well, I got all the response and I'm understanding that, you know, not everybody's holding their phone like my daughter is. So I just accepted it, walked away, came back. There was a message on my in Messenger where somebody had said to me, I would not like that. And I thought, okay, well, I appreciate your honesty. I am just here to share what I do, what I find so gratifying and fun. I'm not being a pushy anything. She said, a minute went by, and then she said, I would love that. I'm like, oh my God, Danielle, you blew my mind. I totally had respect and understanding. but then I got super duper excited. Okay, so I showed you how easy it is to stamp this by stamping it and creating that design. I showed you how easy it is to do the stick and peel, which, you know, could be a little more challenging, but that's all right. I did it right in front of you and it looks great. So I did them. All right, so these two, this is the new Magenta Madness cardstock that will be coming out in the new catalog as our in colors. I had to play with it. I don't have the ink pad yet because they are messed up with the COVID situation, and so we have not been able to order them, but we should be able to order them pretty soon. So I cut it out on yellow, but I wanted this one to have a whole different effect. So what I did with this one is I mounted it with pop dots, dimensionals, whatever you want to call it. So it looks like that is sitting up off of the paper. And I just love those two colors together. I thought that was really awesome. Miles apart, but still in my heart. I like you a lot. Okay. This one, couldn't help it. Oh, where's that? See, this is why it's good for me to have these inks here. I know what color this, Tempting Turquoise, I think this was. I did Tempting Turquoise with the pale purple. Has a different name. I added eyelets to it, did the same thing. These two are flat mounted, but it has a dimension because it's one on top of the other. Can finish that card. Save that for last. All right. I've said it before and I'll say it again, totally blown away by the white on white effect. I really love it. My daughter, what I did is I took all the cards that I made and I said, okay, Casey, you pick out 3 of your favorite. Even though I already knew which ones I was going to demonstrate, I still told her, pick out 3 of your favorite. She said, Gigi, that one's too plain. I think it's fine. I love it. Maybe the hello shouldn't have been stamped on that, so maybe I can cover that with a piece of white cardstock and stamp hello on top of that, but I just love the white on white. It's my thing. This was her #1 favorite. Black and white together. Isn't that beautiful? Look how the two dies layer so well together. Get well soon. Lean on me. I'm here for you. Okay, these words came out of I took it out of this. Which one did I put that out of? Oh, I took it out of the Artfully Aware. This set, it was a $1 Million Achiever set. She got to design it herself. Sadly, it is not going to be in the new catalog, but I loved it so much. I'm selling most of the sets that I have that are not going to be in the new catalog, but I am keeping a percentage of ones that I really love. I really love this. I really love that. And then Lean on Me, I'm here for you. I thought that was really perfect. So that's what I stamped, put them together on one block and stamped them on the inside. So that was my daughter's favorite. Here's a basic in the Highland Heather light lavenderish purple ink. I stamped on the background, just place it basic Whisper white cardstock, and then with the pale posy I stamped I die cut the single outline layer and layered it right on top. I thought that was beautiful. And yes, I finished this one. Love is what makes us family. All right, this one I stamped with the stamp, and I did it with Versamark ink and embossed it with white, and then I took my daubers. Remember the daubers? I took my daubers and I buffed out color around it. And then I went back to my enamels and found hearts in all the colors that I had worked with, just because I had them. I thought that was really good. And then so I did all the different colors, buffing out that. When you do this embossing technique, you need to go back afterwards with a towel to wipe off any ink that sat on top of your embossed image. But I thought that looked beautiful. And then wanting to use all the colors, I did the Magenta Madness and the Tempting Turquoise underneath. And I finished that. I like you a lot. Cherished friend, I like you a lot on the inside. All right. And then the last one here. This one, I stamped, please forgive me, I stamped the image with the Sweet Sugar Plum on the Highland Heather cardstock, and then I ran it through the die cut machine for the outline image. So that's how I have some color blended in there. And then I overlaid it with the white cardstock on the top. And that's how I have color blended into the flowers. And then of course I layered it. That was beautiful. This one is my favorite. All right, so all I did on this was I stamped, or I die cut it with the single layer, with the overlay layer on white. And then after I took it apart, I took my daubers with the different colors ink and I buffed out the pieces so that I was able to pick what color I wanted the flowers to be. Then with the center piece of the stamp, the center, I stamped on the center. I had some Crystal Effects left over. I don't believe that's in the new catalog, but Crystal Effects. And I glossed up the center, and then I put a couple enamel dots in there. And then by layering it on two of bright colors, the purple and the yellow, I thought that was so pretty. So that's my favorite out of this batch. But you know, it's like your children. You don't really have a favorite. You just love them all equally. Okay, so that is my demonstration for today. It was my pleasure playing with you again. My name is Janice Christensen out of Jacksonville, Florida, and I am with Stampin' with Janice.com. Please feel free to check out my blog. Please subscribe so you'll get notified when I have a new video coming up. If you are interested in playing with me, reach out to me. Let me know. Excuse me. I have classes scheduled. I'm going to end up having to do 4 classes because I want to keep them short, just keep them small and quaint, where we all get to totally put our hands in the products and play with it. And so I'm probably going to end up having 4 classes of 5 each. And I'm very, very excited. I have other projects that I'm working on, but I'll save that for another video. But my world is so happy, satisfied that I get to play and do what I love the most. All right, I'm checking out now. Thank you for watching. Hope that you have a great day, and I will be back again soon. Thank you, Connie Peterson. Love you.